Welcome back to Ghost Host. This is Natalie Osborne Thomason, your host, and I'm an author of 4 books on the paranormal. Now today we're talking about some of my favourite 5 ghost photographs, and I'll give you a backstory to each photograph and why I like them. So the first photograph we'll talk about is the Cooper family photograph, it's well known as. And basically there was a family in the 1950s sitting down with their children. They wanted someone to take a picture in their new home. Nothing strange was seen at the time, nothing strange was felt. But when they developed the photograph, were they in for a shock? Oh my God, there's a man seems to be hanging by his feet in the photograph right in front of them, and his face is all blacked out, and it freaked them out so much. Now, little is known about this photograph other than what I've told you, the outline, but what I like about it is it's really creepy, plus the fact that the family was sitting there. It was just an ordinary day, an ordinary photograph, and they'd just moved into a house. Can you imagine what that feels like? So that's number 1 on my list. Number 2 is basically, it's called the Lord Combermere photograph. It was taken in 1891 and it's taken in the library in a house in Norfolk. Now, Lord Combermere, it was his funeral on the day this photograph was taken, and a photographer came in, took a picture of the library and other areas of the house. When it was developed, there is actually, it looks like Lord Combermere sitting in his favourite chair. You can see his head and his arm and everything. And it was very, very strange because actually his funeral was taking place at that moment that the photograph was taken. Now, I like this one because ghostly chairs, I've come across many stories over the years, and also in my own investigations, of chairs that seem to have an occupant in it that is no longer around. And this happened to my dad many years ago when he was doing a film show. He was shown into a room, was talking to a gentleman in a chair smoking a pipe, and later on was told that that gentleman had passed away many days before. So this is one of my favourites. Photograph number 3 is a favourite of mine because, for obvious reasons, when I tell you the backstory, there was a group of RAF fighters in 1919 that were standing to have their photo taken, the whole regiment. One of them was missing, however, because he'd been killed a few days before by a propeller of an aeroplane. However, Freddie Jackson appeared in the photograph anyway, behind, I think it's the guy on the 4th at the back, and his face is very clearly visible. And I do believe that he didn't even realise that he was dead, and he just turned up to have his photo taken. Now, this is one of the most world's famous photographs, and my father was in the RAF, so this is one that myself and him both liked because of obviously the connection with the RAF. So yeah, this is a really good one because it shows the person turning up anyway for the photo op. Number 4. Now, this was taken, actually there were some photographers were taking pictures of Rainham Hall, and they basically were doing it for Country Life magazine, and they took lots and lots of photographs, and they took photographs of the staircase, which is a beautiful old oak staircase, you know, very, very sort of ornate. And all of a sudden they saw this mist coming down the staircase, so they snapped a picture, and it is actually what's called the Brown Lady of Rainham Hall. And she's called that because she wears a brown brocade dress, and she was a relative of the she was a relative, I can't say this, of the Walpole family that were prominent politicians. So yeah, this ghost is very famous because of the Country Life. Actually, I think it did appear in the Country Life magazine, so this is one of my all-time favourites. And when I joined the Ghost Club many years ago, things like this got me into ghosts because I thought, wow, if they can catch them on film, you know, there's obviously evidence of ghosts. The last photograph we're going to talk about today is the Peaches Geldof photograph. She took this in 2013 in the bath with her little boy, just a normal kind of family moment. Now, she lived in a very haunted house. She didn't realise it before she took the photograph, and in the picture you can see a ghostly, like really bony hand, and she said one hand was round her little boy and one hand was taking the picture on her phone. So this hand came out of nowhere, and she researched into her home and found that a woman had drowned in the bath in her home. One of the lady whose husband had built the house, and sadly, tragically, Peaches lost her life the following year. And it was really sad because obviously she was very young, she got children, so this photograph's quite poignant. Well, the photograph of the girls with the seriously long hair, if anyone knows about this photograph at all, could they comment in the comment section below, because I'd love to find out. Very, very creepy. Obviously I don't think they are ghosts, but I included this because I thought it was quite apt. And also I'm hoping when I get 100 subscribers to give away a signed book. I want to interact with people. Message me if you've got your own ghost stories. I'd like to hear about them, or if you need advice if you're living in a haunted house. And yeah, I thank every one of my subscribers. This channel is just starting, so it's in the very early stages. So thank you very much for watching. If you like it, subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.